From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Plus, AAA is reminding parents to talk with their teens as we head into the 100 deadliest days of summer. And our top story this morning, after more than 2 hours of deliberation, the jury has come to a verdict in the Thomas Bonfanti trial. This and more, local news right now. Good morning and welcome into Good Morning Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We have a lot of news to get to. Pet of the Week's coming up at 7 o'clock, and the Cavalry is on her way, I should say, because Emma Smith will be joining us at 7 and 8 o'clock this morning. It'll give me a little break, less talking, but I do love talking to everyone in the morning. So, Devin Biggs has a first check of our forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomaston Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, here we are. So we had some rain moving through this morning, moving from the northwest to the south and east. This will be getting out of here throughout the morning period, though. So throughout the afternoon, we will be looking rather nice with a partly cloudy sky. This front continues to remain parked, but notice there's a little bit of a break right behind it. So we'll be catching a break from the clouds and most of the precipitation, at least until later on. Tomorrow, more precipitation will begin to move in as the system out toward our west continues to approach. Low temperatures this morning, cool in spots and pretty warm in other spots, actually, with some areas so far in the 50s this morning, other areas in the 30s and 40s, further off toward the north. But Futurecast for today showing a partly cloudy sky with more clouds to the south and west and looking pretty good for us. But again, more rain will be on the way as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. As for the wind, not too bad, only at about 5 miles per hour. Most of us remaining calm. A lot of this wind will be mainly along the coast. So your forecast for today, 74 degrees, partly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning period, mostly cloudy skies giving way to a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Deb. First up this morning, after a more than 2-hour deliberation, a jury found Thomas Bonfanti guilty of murder. Bonfanti was found guilty on all charges, which include murder, aggravated attempted murder, and elevated aggravated assault. We spoke to Assistant Attorney General Bud Ellis, who says the families of the murdered victims can finally get a sense of relief. Ellis says the evidence against Bonfanti was compelling, which includes testimony from Regina Hall Long, the only living victim. The prosecution says this trial has been out of the ordinary since the beginning, when Bonfanti acted in part as co-counsel by performing his own opening statements.
We've all done a lot of trials over the years, and this rates right up there in terms of twists and turns, and bizarre is the appropriate term. It's on his self-defense claims, right up there with his claims of accidental shooting. It's pure and utter nonsense.
There is no scheduled date for sentencing at this time, but we do know it will take place in Machias. Authorities have identified the man killed in a shooting at Vassalboro at an apartment on Memorial Day. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says the death of 37-year-old Jeremy Gilley of Vassalboro has been ruled a homicide. 30-year-old Joshua Bilodeau of Vassalboro was also shot and recovering at a local hospital. Police are not identifying the third person who was involved, but did say he was uninjured. Moss says the shooting took place just after 9 o'clock Monday morning. Several people were inside when an argument started between two of the building's residents. Police continue to investigate the circumstances of Gilley's death. No arrests have been made. And with the summer season approaching, more people are hitting the roads. AAA is reminding parents to have a serious talk with their teens as we head into the 100 deadliest days of the summer. Sierra Jordan explains.
The summertime season is here and known to be the most dangerous time of the year to travel on the roads.
The 100 deadliest days is that period of time between Memorial Day and Labor Day when teen driver fatal crashes spike.
Moody says during the 100 deadliest days, they've seen a 17% increase in teen crashes per day.
We have teens who are out of school, new drivers and experienced drivers are getting there, There are required driving hours. There's more people on the road. The tourists are coming in. So just a lot more traffic.
Stewart says teenagers between the ages of 15 and 20 are 3 times more likely to be involved in a crash than adults.
Today, our fatalities since January 1st are at 58, and they were at 48 this time last year. So about a 20% increase over this time last year.
60% of teens who are involved in crashes are not wearing one of these. Moody says buckling your seatbelt is one of the easiest ways to survive a crash.
It helps you ride down the forces of the crash. It works with the vehicle's occupant protection system, so the airbag, the crumple zones, everything works together. And if you're not buckled in, you're not going to be in that protected area of the vehicle.
AAA, along with the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety, stress for teens to crack down on distracted driving. Moody says slowing down and not using a cell phone while behind the wheel are ways to avoid a trip to the emergency room. He says parents are the best line of defense to keep everyone safe behind the wheel.
Take a moment to talk about the risks out there, the experiences that you've had, and try to encourage your teen to think twice before doing something risky.
I'm Sierra Jonah reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
An Eastport man is dead following a single vehicle crash in Perry. It happened Saturday near Route 1. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, deputies determined during the investigation that 25-year-old Rob Zuckerman was driving a vehicle south and lost control. The vehicle then went off the road, became airborne, and rolled several times. Zuckerman was ejected from the vehicle and had to be taken to Calais Community Hospital, where he died from his injuries. The crash is still under investigation. And a Robbinston man was also killed following a crash along Route 9 in Washington County. According to the release from the Washington County Sheriff's Office, the crash happened around 1:30 in the afternoon on Monday along Route 9 in Dayblock Township. Washington County deputies, Maine State Police, and other agencies responded. Through an investigation, authorities found a vehicle driven by 81-year-old George Small of Robbinston was heading towards Calais when the vehicle crossed the center line and collided with another vehicle driven by 41-year-old Evgeny Mednikov of New Brunswick. Now, a small pickup truck hit a trailer being towed by Mednikov, and authorities say that the Small was pronounced dead at the scene, while Mednikov received no injuries. A portion of Route 9 had to be closed for several hours. The crash is under investigation, and it's still ongoing. Now, police are investigating the discovery of a body in Bangor. According to Sergeant Wade Betters of the Bangor Police Department, a person was walking their dog when they discovered the body floating in the Kenduskeag Stream near the shoreline. Police have not yet identified the body, but we will update you with more information as it becomes available. 3 people were injured in a car crash in Scarborough involving a moose. Maine State Police responded to a crash near mile marker 40 southbound on I-95 just before 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. A state police spokesperson says 23-year-old Jordan Andujar of Wyndham was driving the car with 2 passengers. The car struck a moose before hitting a passing tractor trailer. Andujar and the other 2 passengers were transported to Maine Medical Center in Portland with non-life-threatening injuries. The moose was removed from the scene by the Maine Turnpike Authority. May and June are peak moose collision months, according to the Maine Department of Transportation. They say moose are most active at dawn and dusk and encourage drivers to be extra cautious when driving after dark. The time is now 6:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine. In March, we saw the highest year-to-year housing price increase in more than 35 years. Now the housing price is starting to come down. But first, here's a quick look at your overnight forecast. A beautiful day in store. High of 74 degrees, partially cloudy skies. The sun will be out. It'll be a nice Thursday for us tonight. Temperatures drop below 50 degrees again. Partially cloudy skies leading into rain likely for our Friday with a high of 63.
Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op is a small group of independent Maine fishermen who want to make sure you get the freshest lobsters we can provide. To do that, we sell direct to the public to avoid long storage times and inflated prices. For the best quality, texture, and taste, our live lobsters have to have ideal conditions from the time we catch them to when they arrive at your table. Please browse our website for fantastic deals on real, fresh Maine lobster and other seafood. Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op, from our boats to your door.
Think you can't afford college? Think again. Right now, tuition is free at Washington County Community College in Calais for recent high school graduates. So if you graduated from 2020 to 2022, you won't pay anything in tuition or mandatory fees while you pursue a degree or certificate full-time. Whether you're looking for a hands-on education for in-demand careers or want to take courses to transfer to a university, you can do it for free at WCCC. The time to discover your future is now. Learn more at www.wccc.me.edu.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
He did not do 83% of the work.
You said to her, you're just too much of a pest.
Yes.
You can never satisfy.
Correct.
She was kind of a pain.
Yeah.
It was a complete surprise he was quitting on the job.
Hot Bench.
Hot Bench, Thursday at 3 on ABC 7.
$850 relief checks will begin arriving in Mainers' mailboxes next week. Governor Janet Mills announced her administration will begin sending out the first round of 5,000 checks today. 200,000 will be sent out each week after that. The vast majority of qualifying people who have already filed their 2021 Maine tax return are expected to receive their check by mid-July. An estimated 858,000 Maine people are expected to benefit from the relief program. The average Maine family will receive $1,700 in relief money. In a statement, Governor Mills said, quote, "The budgets of so many hardworking Maine people have been stretched to the brink by inflation. And while we cannot control inflation or global markets, we can make sure that Maine people have what they need to grapple with these rising costs." Now, the relief money comes from a state budget surplus. Home appreciation remains on the rise in Bangor. Last night, Bangor City Council discussed the key issue facing the city right now. Bangor City Assessor Philip Drew says his sale ratio study found that properties bought between July of 2020 and June of 2021 went up by 8% in value. That includes residential, commercial, and industrial properties.
It's been pretty unprecedented over the last year. We were in an environment where you had fewer properties than typical available. You had individuals that were ready to make a decision within hours or just a few days.
Drew says he does not see the rate on properties going down anytime soon. If homeowners would like their property assessed for its current value, you can visit bangormaine.gov/assessing. And after hitting record highs earlier this year, housing prices in the U.S. are starting to come down. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's all good news for buyers. Fox News multimedia reporter Jake Karalexis has more on this story.
The cost of getting a home loan has gone up, and we're starting to see the market settle a bit. Remember, in March, we saw the highest year-to-year housing price increase in the U.S. in more than 35 years. Here's some of the numbers from just a couple of months ago. Buying a house in Seattle, Phoenix, Atlanta, or Tampa Bay was at least 25% more expensive compared to a year earlier. But housing prices have started to level off since then as mortgage rates increase. 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averages have been going up for the last several months, increasing more than 2% from last December to May. Those higher mortgage rates have lowered demand for housing. But the chief economist from Redfin says even though demand is down, it doesn't mean buyers are suddenly looking at a favorable market.
They're going to have an easier time than they would have last year. They're not going to get outbid as often. The bidding war rate, according to our Redfin data, has declined for the last 2 months in a row before it just kept increasing and increasing. But more than half of home buyers are still facing bidding wars.
Nearly 1 in 5 home sellers dropped their price during the 4-week stretch ending May 22nd. That's the most we've seen in more than 2 years. In Seattle, Jake Karalexis, Fox News.
We're 14 minutes past the top of the hour. After the break, new ordinances banning the sale of flavored tobacco products went into effect in certain parts of the state. We'll have an update from the Bangor City Council. Plus, this morning, the country rocked again by another deadly mass shooting, with 4 people shot and killed at a Tulsa, Oklahoma hospital. We'll be right back.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Feel the difference of alpaca apparel from the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store in Belfast. Stop by their ranch location to interact with these amazing animals and enjoy the beautiful Maine outdoors with your very own alpaca walk. Shop in-store or online today and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. With their incredible selection of socks, sweaters, hats, and more, experience the unique qualities that alpaca fiber brings with the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Fathers play a special role in people's lives. And this Father's Day, ABC7 and Fox 22 want to help you show your dad how much he is appreciated with a special Father's Day giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate from the Central Street Farmhouse in Bangor, a $50 gift certificate from Hashy's Auto Enhancing in Levant, and a $50 gift certificate from C&K Variety in Herman. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Fox ABC Maine, and like and comment.
The Maine CDC reported earlier this week one child had died from influenza. Dr. Jonathan Wood is a pediatric ICU specialist at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. He says doing simple things like covering your nose and mouth and washing your hands are the best solutions to prevent the spread of flu. Wood says during COVID protocols such as masking and distancing, no child entered his ICU at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center, and no deaths were reported among children in Maine during 2020.
The point being that these simple things actually work. We know that we knew it before, but now we've actually done this massive worldwide experiment.
He says it is not uncommon for young kids to catch the flu and experience extreme symptoms. Wood says if the over-the-counter medication does not work, call your doctor and ask for help. He also says that the first line of defense against getting the flu is vaccination. Yesterday marked the first day people can no longer buy flavored tobacco products in Brunswick or Portland. New ordinances banning the sale of the tobacco products went into effect. Brunswick and Portland both voted unanimously earlier this year to pass their bans. The Bangor City Council was the first community to pass an ordinance in fall of 2021. However, the ban was repealed due to a procedural error where proper notice was not provided to impacted businesses. BJ McAllister of Flavors Hooks Kids Maine says the marketing of flavored products is leading more children to addiction.
We see enormous use of flavored tobacco products among students. Self-reported numbers show that between the high 30s to mid 40s percentage of students use these flavored tobacco products. And so cities and towns are taking the matters into their own hand by passing ordinances to end the sale of flavored tobacco products.
McAllister says he hopes Bangor City Council will begin to work on a new ordinance soon. Let's get a full look at our forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs. He's happy. He's got a big smile on because the sun is going to be shining bright and temps will be in the 70s. Devin, what's in store for today?
All righty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, we had some rain moving through this morning. It's about out of here, riding along a stationary front that has not really moved all that much. But if we give you the bigger picture, though, we will be seeing things kind of changing a little bit coming up soon with all this right here. I'll be tracking off towards the east, so decent chances for rain coming up the next few days, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Some areas could see up to a half inch or so before this begins to back off. But the winds are not a problem at all. Look how calm the ocean is right now. Only at around 1 to 2 feet according to most of the buoys across the area, though. And of course, the water temperatures are starting to rise a little bit more in the lower to middle 50s. Still pretty cool out there, though, so if you're going to be near the ocean, maybe keep that in mind that the water temperatures are still a little bit cool for this time of the year. So if you are heading out the door, your UV index forecast is at a 7, which is still considered high, especially once the sun comes out. So that's a burn time of 30 minutes. So keep the hat, the sunglasses, the sunscreen, and the shade handy as you do head out the door for any of those outdoor activities. Our average high is now 71 degrees. We will be in the middle 70s today, so a few degrees above average. Cooling off by Friday into Saturday, even on Sunday that will be below average. Then back into the lower 70s by Monday, Tuesday, and again for your Wednesday. So futurecast moving forward, we will be under a partly cloudy sky today. Once we get all this rain out of here, the clouds will also break up. But look what happens. More clouds begin to approach from the west as our next round of rain moves in with a system that will begin to move through. We're going to keep this running through parts of the day on Friday before we catch a little bit of a break by Saturday morning. But we will also have to watch for fog. There will be some opportunities for fog coming up as we move forward. We're going to run this all the way through the weekend, and some areas could see up to a half an inch of rain between now and Sunday. So gradually spread out, but more rainfall on the way for a good part of the viewing area. So for today, we'll call it partly cloudy, highs in the middle 70s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tonight, 47 degrees, partly cloudy with areas of fog, and the wind overall still remaining nice and calm. And for tomorrow, 63 degrees, rain will be likely with a light southeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, your extended forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota. Thunderstorm chances back in the forecast on Saturday. Highs in the mid-60s, upper 60s on Sunday with a chance for rain, and a small chance of rain on Monday, otherwise mostly cloudy. Highs in the low 70s.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
Welcome to the all-new Oakland Furniture Sit and Sleep Gallery. Come in and explore our great selection of quality living room sets and mattresses, all designed for your comfort. You'll find terrific deals when you shop now because we haven't just rolled back our prices, we've gone to prehistoric pricing. Where else can you find a queen mattress starting at $188? For a deal you just can't dig up anywhere, shop local. Shop the all-new Oakland Furniture Sit and Sleep Gallery.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Seaside Deli and Sweets, baking from the heart. Everything we make, we use the highest quality products. Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in Ellsworth with well-rounded artists and a fun atmosphere. And Ben & Bill's Chocolate Emporium, known for our delicious high-quality candies, sugary treats, and chocolates made with original recipes, and more than 64 flavors of ice cream.
Her country under siege by Putin's Russia. Her husband leading Ukraine's fight back. And now Olena Zelenska, the First Lady of Ukraine, in her first one-on-one television interview since the war began. The Robin Roberts exclusive this morning on GMA.
Oversharing can be personal. Name something you'd like Steve Harvey to do to your bottom. Touch it. Overshare with Family Feud.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
This morning, the country rocked again by another deadly mass shooting. 4 people shot and killed at a Tulsa, Oklahoma hospital Wednesday. And on Capitol Hill, bipartisan talks on gun reform legislation continues. ABC's Justin Finch is following the latest from Washington.
Tulsa, Oklahoma police called to respond to the nation's latest mass shooting.
We were shooting at the Natalie building, 6475 South Yale.
We have confirmed he had 1 long gun, a rifle, and 1 handgun on the scene at the time.
Authorities say the shooting suspect killed at least 4 people and wounded several others at a building on the St. Francis Hospital campus Wednesday afternoon.
Some of them couldn't walk very well, but they were just kind of wobbling and stumbling, getting them out of there.
That gunman reportedly later taking his own life. The scene described as catastrophic. Police not revealing a motive, but a Tulsa City Council member tells a local news station the suspect may have been after a specific doctor.
It's absolutely tragic that it happens in any town. When it happens in our town, I'm just glad that our officers got in there as quickly as they did.
The Tulsa shooting follows 15 mass shootings reported over the holiday weekend and a week after 19 students and 2 teachers were shot to death at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Mourners there paying tribute to one of those teachers, Eva Mireles.
We know in our hearts that, you know, she's a hero, not only here in Uvalde, but throughout the whole community, and we know that for a fact.
The Uvalde shootings came just more than 2 weeks after 10 black people were shot and killed at a Buffalo, New York supermarket. Back-to-back deadly shootings putting more pressure on Capitol Hill to pass gun legislation. Senate Democrat Chris Murphy tweeting Wednesday that there's growing momentum to get something done after 9 senators held a second bipartisan virtual meeting on new gun policy reforms. Those Senate talks are largely focused on consensus, measures that can win support from Democrats and Republicans. Among their considerations, red flag warnings, expanding background checks, school security funding, and mental health resources.
And coming up here on the second half of our show, Maine Maritime Academy's new training vessel will bear the designation of Castine, Maine as its home port. Details ahead. Plus, Governor Janet Mills invited Maine dairy farmers and producers to the Blaine House as they celebrate her signing of the Maine Dairy Month proclamation. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
We all know that movement is like medicine, but getting the movement you need to feel better can be a challenge. Now you can keep fit while you sit with QB, the world's leading compact seated elliptical. QB gives you active sitting, letting you burn calories and keep moving in an easy and low-impact way, all while you work, read, or watch TV.
I think it's really important to get people moving, and QB is an excellent way to start providing non-weight-bearing range of motion for those who have not been using their joints.
QB was named a top 10 gift by Time Magazine and has been featured all over the world with thousands of 5-star reviews.
My QB for me and my family has been a game changer. I feel young again.
QB is a lifesaver for me.
QB has developed a unique, patented technology that fits anywhere. It's whisper quiet while it works more than half your body's muscle grooves. Experts agree, sitting is the new smoking. Using QB is proven to expend nearly 85% more energy than sitting. The low impact can assist your rehab or physical therapy and keeps you moving for better health. And you can monitor your progress, see your strides, calories burned, and duration of use, or turn up the resistance. Your QB comes almost completely assembled, and it's perfect if you're just starting on your quest to revitalize, suffer from joint pain, mobility issues, or just want to burn extra calories while comfortably sitting.
The QB is awesome to me.
You just have no excuse not to ride it. And if you ride it, you will, like me, get fit.
The heavens open up. Ooh, here's your answer to your problem.
Join the hundreds of thousands of people moving more with QB. Call to find out how to get your QB with free shipping and a 30-day completely risk-free trial. And for ordering today, you'll also get this QB workout mat free. Now keep fit while you sit with QB.
Order your QB now. Call 1-800-216-9489. That's 1-800-216-9489. Order now.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
It's Thursday, June 2nd of 2022. There are 19 days to summer, and Devin Biggs has our beautiful forecast in just a moment. The first alcohol prohibition law was enacted in the U.S. on this day in 1851. It was in Maine. 4 years later, on the same day, a rum riot occurred in Portland, Maine. And the coronation of Elizabeth II took place on June 2nd, on June 2nd, 1953, at Westminster Abbey in London. Elizabeth II ascended to the throne at the age of 25 upon the death of her father, George VI, the previous year. Now, comedian Dana Carvey is 67, and today is National Leave the Office Early Day, and it may be just about the only day that you're going to want to do that, considering it's going to be sunny and beautiful. But before we get over to that forecast, here's a quick look at some of those upbeat stories making headlines today.
He's a real-life Top Gun. Dave Berkey was in the very first Top Gun class, and he worked on the set of the original Top Gun movie. He calls it all Hollywood stuff, but he says he thinks people still need to see the movies because it could inspire someone to become a fighter pilot. A new discovery from the ancient Mayan civilization. Archaeologists have uncovered a stucco stone head sculpture of a Mayan maize god in southern Mexico. They say it's about 1,300 years old. It was found during restoration efforts at the archaeological site of Palenque Palace. Researchers say the sculpture was part of an offering to the gods. And a zoo in Caracas, Venezuela is now home to 3 young white lions. The female and 2 males are all about 2 years old. They're originally from South Africa, and they went to a zoo in the Czech Republic before ending up in Caracas. They'll stay in quarantine until they're well enough to settle into their new home. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
And here's Mr. Devin Biggs with a look at our forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomaston Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, here we are. So we had some rain moving through this morning, moving from the northwest to the south and east. This will be getting out of here throughout the morning period, though. So throughout the afternoon, we will be looking rather nice with a partly cloudy sky. This front continues to remain parked, but notice there's a little bit of a break right behind it. So we'll be catching a break from the clouds and most of the precipitation, at least until later on. Tomorrow, more precipitation will begin to move in as the system off toward our west continues to approach. Low temperatures this morning, cool in spots and pretty warm in other spots, actually, with some areas so far in the 50s this morning, other areas in the 30s and 40s, further off toward the north. But futurecast for today showing a partly cloudy sky with more clouds to the south and west and looking pretty good for us. But again, more rain will be on the way as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. As for the wind, not too bad, only at about 5 miles per hour. Most of us remaining calm. A lot of this wind will be mainly along the coast. So a forecast for today, 74 degrees, partly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning period, mostly cloudy skies giving way to a partly cloudy sky. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Devin. Governor Mills signed a proclamation declaring June as Maine Dairy Month. Now, Dylan Holloway was there to sample a few cheeses and has more on the governor's dairy decree.
Therefore, I, Janet T. Mills, Governor of the great state of Maine, do hereby proclaim June 2022 as Dairy Month.
On Thursday, Governor Janet Mills invited Maine dairy farmers and product producers to the Blaine House to celebrate her signing of the Maine Dairy Month proclamation. During the celebration, Mills visited with farmers and producers from the Dairy Industry Association, the Maine Dairy and Nutrition Council, and the Maine Cheese Guild, and of course tried some of the cheeses herself. Mills, the granddaughter of an Aroostook County potato farmer, says dairy farmers are a resilient group who are at the heart of the agricultural industry.
These last few years have been tough for everybody, and I know you still face challenges, and my administration is committed to working with you with the federal government and with every farm in Maine to support Maine's agricultural community.
Mills urged all citizens to support Maine's dairy farmers and dairy products. Kennebec Cheesery owner Gene Kuhn says the support of both the community and the government is crucial to sustaining the industry.
The farmers are having a hard time, and cheesemakers too, so we've been trying to encourage people to buy local and support the farmers.
Reporting from the Blaine House in Augusta, I'm Dylan Holloway for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Maine Maritime Academy's new training vessel will bear the designation of Castine, Maine as its home port. The ship, named the State of Maine, is set to arrive to Castine in the fall of 2024. According to a release from Senator Susan Collins, the U.S. Maritime Administration had initially proposed labeling all new training vessels for state maritime academies as hailing from Norfolk, Virginia. Now, Collins, the ranking member of the Transportation Appropriations Committee, pushed back against the policy and successfully convinced the agency to reconsider.
Just a deep sense of pride of the rich maritime heritage of Maine, of this state, what I would say the most mariner, salty state in the United States of America.
MMA President Jerry Paul says Castine's history of producing ships dates back to nearly 4 centuries ago. And the NBA Finals matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors begins tonight, airing right here on ABC. Golden State has been to the finals 6 times in 8 years, but the young stars of the Celtics may finally be ready for their moment in the spotlight. Morgan Norwood has a preview.
The Boston Celtics will go to the NBA Finals.
The matchup is set, and the Boston Celtics will battle it out against the Golden State Warriors for the championship title. It took all 7 games to determine the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Boston Celtics holding off the Miami Heat to advance on. All-star Jason Tatum leading the way for the Celtics in Game 7 with 26 points.
Right, I walk in, I see this backdrop, and it's like, damn, I am in the finals. So I'm just trying to take all this in and just enjoy the moment.
The Celtics' Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart are making their first finals appearance. Boston now earning a trip to the Bay Area for Game 1 of the finals, with hopes of upsetting Golden State's trifecta of star athletes Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green.
They worked hard to get here just like we did, and we respect them, and we know how physical and athletic they are, and we expect a hard-fought series.
The Golden State Warriors returning to the NBA Finals for the 6th time in 8 seasons.
It's been an amazing run. We obviously feel like we still have a lot left in the tank. That's why we're here.
Steph Curry is favored to win his first championship MVP, and he could also tie with LeBron James if he goes home with his 4th championship ring this time around. And if the Celtics win the series, they'll not only take the championship bragging rights, but also become the NBA team with the most championships. They're currently tied with the Los Angeles Lakers at 17.
It looks like tennis, but it's not. And its name is definitely as unforgettable as it is fun to say. Ashley Strohmeyer has more on the trendiest sport in the country and what makes it so popular.
It goes by an unusual name, but it's something a growing number of Americans can't seem to get enough of. Pickleball. According to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association, it's now the fastest growing sport in the entire country.
It's the one rare sport that you can have every age, every generation, every background.
The game, which combines elements from tennis, badminton, and ping pong, is still relatively young. Invented in Washington State back in 1965 by 3 dads who wanted an inclusive activity for family members of all ages. And one of their dogs, Pickles, is the game's namesake.
You don't get to be on the edge of a sport growing very often.
But why is it becoming so popular? For starters, it's relatively cheap to play. All you need is a paddle, perforated plastic ball, and an unoccupied section of a tennis court. Many players say it's also helping them stay in shape and combat personal struggles.
I have more energy because I'm running a lot on the court. It's not very heavy on the body.
I found a community here and started playing, and it was kept me from day drinking.
And people seem to love it so much, it's even replacing other sports many used to enjoy.
I told myself, I'm going to first start out with pickleball, and then I'll transition back to tennis. I've only stuck with pickleball.
Close to 5 million people in the U.S. currently play pickleball, almost double the amount from a few years ago. The USA Pickleball Association says it's becoming increasingly attractive with those 55 and under. Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
And don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, the baseball community gathered for a celebration of Mansfield Stadium's 30th year. Dave Peck and Tyler Cruz will join us for sports. That's coming up in just a minute.
The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery. And now, take advantage of even extra savings during the Furniture Gallery's Memorial Day sale with truckloads of new inventory. Bring home the perfect living room set, dining set, recliner, and mattress. If it's in stock, it's yours to take home today. Open your camper cottage this year with a new mattress. And receive a free bundle on all closeout mattresses. Don't forget to check out our selection of outdoor furniture, too. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, and North Windham.
Wow, with fuel prices quickly rising and no end in sight, isn't it time to give Black's Heat Pumps a call? Did you know heat pumps could save you up to 50% on your heating bill? Our experts can handle all your commercial and residential work and provide you with quality installation, repair, and maintenance. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Our #1 priority is to save you money and keep you comfortable all year long. Get the service you deserve. Find us at blacksheatpumps.com and on Facebook.
Dirt. It's where we came from, where we play, and where we work. It's under our fingernails, sometimes in our teeth, and always in our blood. Dirt. Let's go get some on us. CF Moto.
At Coveside Wheel and Ski in Newport.
The law. If you break it,
You didn't pay rent.
you'll pay for it.
It's my show. Nobody cares whether you have a personality or not.
Weeknights at 5 on ABC 7.
Good morning, everyone. Well, for 30 years, Mansfield Stadium has hosted thousands of baseball games of all different levels, and on Wednesday, that history was honored. The baseball community in the Bangor area all gathered at the Field of Screams for a ceremony of appreciation celebrating the 30th anniversary of the complex that was built back in 1992. The MPA honored longtime volunteers Ron St. Pierre and David Mansfield. Now, Ron has overseen every part of maintenance for the field since its inception, and David, whose son the field is named after, has been the stadium manager. And talking to them, they've just been giving their time for the love of the sport.
Well, I appreciate the fact that they're here, but Dave and I never did it for applause. We never did it for recognition. We just did it because we love baseball and love the kids. So it felt good to be recognized, but on the other hand, it's humbling.
Now, Mansfield was the host for the Senior League World Series for many years, having players like Xander Bogaerts of the Red Sox, Kenley Jansen, Colton Wong, and more compete in between its lines. And that was their goal, to have a world-class baseball facility in Bangor. And for the past 3 decades, they've succeeded at that and beyond.
You know, we want it to be nothing but the best. And I think that's what's happened. You've had people from all over the world here. And I hope someday it comes back.
So to the game we go. Senior night for the Rams and Witches. This one was a battle of the arms. No score in the fourth. Wyatt Stevens picks up the K with the off-speed pitch. And then in the 6th, still scoreless. Grady Van Edelstein trying to work out of a jam. He does. Strikes out Ryan Howard looking to end the inning. In relief, Colton Trish with a pressure moment of his own, but delivers the K to keep it a 0-0 game. So to the bottom of the 7th we go, and with a runner on second, Max Clark sends one to right center field, and that one just drops down. Luke Misbrenner touches home, and on the 30th anniversary of Mansfield Stadium, it's Bangor who walks off with the win, 1-0 your final.
It was awesome. You know, this is a great field. We've had a lot of great times playing in here. It couldn't have been better. Senior night, too. Our defense threw a heck of a game. Pitchers threw well. We played really good defense, so that was the biggest part of the game.
So Bangor closes out a dominant regular season on a memorable night at Mansfield, and we'll have more on just remembering the first 30 years of Mansfield Stadium more later this week. For now, on Wednesday, though, we had some boys lacrosse action between Brewer and John Bapst. Crusaders hosting the Witchers over at Husson on Butcher Field. First quarter here, look at this pass from Max Pullman. Looking like Tommy Brady out there. Hits his receiver, Kyle Long, in stride, and it's all about the yards after the catch. Long weaving his way towards net, and he finishes with the goal to get them on the board. Later, though, Brewer found its offense. Cole Dumont makes it a 4-1 lead for the Witches. And then Ryder Goodwin splits the defense and bounces one in for the goal as Brewer finishes their regular season 10-2 with an 18-8 win over Bapst. And on Wednesday morning, also, Maine women's basketball announced a couple of moves, one of a core piece departing from Maine, the other a new young guard likely taking her place. Rising junior Alba O'Royce plans to forego her final 2 seasons, that is, with the Black Bears in order to pursue a professional career in Europe. O'Royce, a native of Spain, earned America East All-Conference third-team honors this past season. But as she departs, another Spanish hooper arrives in Ana Soler. The Barcelona native comes directly from Eastern Wyoming, where she started all 30 games at point guard for the Cowgirls. And finally, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is nearly here, and while the Celtics are chasing Banner 18, one of the greatest Celtics of all time played a huge role in 6 of those Boston titles. The great Bob Cousy, better known as the Houdini of the hardwood, redefined the point guard position during an illustrious 13-year career with the Celtics. We had a chance to sit down with the NBA Hall of Famer earlier and asked him what it was like when the Celtics won the East and claimed the first ever Bob Cousy Trophy as Eastern Conference champions.
For me, the absolute, cherry on the whipped cream was then, this was meaningful to me, having an award in my name as a legacy, but to have my old team be the first recipients was really a special moment.
And we'll have more from Bob Cousy later this week. Of course, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is scheduled for Thursday, 9 p.m. tip-off from San Francisco on ABC 7. All right, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Looking to improve or upgrade your home? Here with At Home FAB and KBF, we offer a great selection of appliances, furniture, bedding, cabinetry, flooring, and more. We have a friendly, welcoming environment and will work with you every step of the way from start to finish. We service our merchandise. Any fixes or repairs, we can do that too. Our professional team has more than 50 years of experience and is here to help. Stop in and ask about our Synchrony 12 months financing with no interest and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
The Brewer Transfer Station is privately owned, conveniently located at 198 Dirigo Drive in Brewer, and is now reopened to the public. We accept metals, appliances, tires, furniture, and more from all surrounding towns. So bring your pickup truck, truck and trailer, or dump truck and come see us. We provide roll-off containers on a temporary or permanent basis with the best service around. We also have all your landscape products from mulch, loam, gravel, sand, and stone. We have it all, and we deliver any size volume. We are veteran-owned. Call 989-4000.
Welcome back with Thursday's business news. Here's Leo Jonathan.
The Labor Department says there were 11.4 million job openings at the end of April, an historic high. There are nearly 2 jobs for every person looking for work. Sheryl Sandberg, who served as chief operating officer at Facebook for 14 years, has announced she'll be stepping down this fall. She will keep her seat on the board of Meta. The national average for a gallon of regular gas is now up to $4.67 a gallon, according to AAA. That's $1.63 more than a year ago. In California, the average is $6.19 a gallon, a sign of things to come. And GM says by 2030, every new Buick sold in North America will be an electric vehicle. The first of the all-electric Buicks will be out in 2024. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC 7.
The libel trial of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard has now come to a conclusion. Here's Ashley Dvorkin with more on the verdict.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes.
The jury has ruled in favor of Johnny Depp in his $50 million libel lawsuit against Amber Heard, awarding Depp a total of $15 million in damages. The judge later reduced $5 million of that to $350,000.
Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven, by clear and convincing evidence, that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes.
The 7-person civil jury found in favor of Amber Heard on one count of her $100 million counterclaim, awarding her $2 million. Unanimous decisions on the third day of deliberations. Heard was in court for the verdict. A source close to Depp says due to previously scheduled work commitments, Depp was not present and in the UK. We ask you to give Mr. Depp his life back. This concludes over 6 weeks of closely watched high-profile courtroom drama, with a court of public opinion simultaneously alongside it. During the trial, both sides presented accusations of assault. Heard testified Depp physically and sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions. Depp denied the claims and said Heard was the abuser in the relationship.
She wrote in this article.
At the center of this trial was a 2018 Washington Post op-ed in which Heard described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. While Depp's name isn't mentioned, his attorneys claimed it was a clear reference to him. Attorneys made statements directly following the outcome of the case.
Now that the jury has reached its conclusive verdict, it's time to turn the page and look to the future.
The actors have accused each other of destroying their careers. Both sides have said they want their lives back. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Amber Heard issued a statement following the verdict, too, in which she said, "The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband." She adds, "I'm sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly." End quote. We'll throw things over to Devin Biggs. He has another check of our forecast. Devin, good morning.
All righty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomas and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, we had some rain moving through this morning. It's about out of here, riding along a stationary front that has not really moved all that much. But if we give you the bigger picture, though, we will be seeing things kind of changing a little bit coming up soon with all this right here. I'll be tracking off towards the east, so decent chances for rain coming up the next few days, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Some areas could see up to a half an inch or so before this begins to back off. But the winds are not a problem at all. Look how calm the ocean is right now. Only at around 1 to 2 feet according to most of the buoys across the area, though. And of course, the water temperatures are starting to rise a little bit more in the lower to middle 50s. Still pretty cool out there, though, so if you're going to be near the ocean, maybe keep that in mind that the water temperatures are still a little bit cool for this time of the year. So if you are heading out the door, the UV index forecast is at a 7, which is still considered high, especially once the sun comes out. So that's a burn time of 30 minutes. So keep the hat, the sunglasses, the sunscreen, and the shade handy as you do head out the door for any of those outdoor activities. Our average high is now 71 degrees. We will be in the middle 70s today, so a few degrees above average. Cooling off by Friday into Saturday, even a Sunday that will be below average. Then back into the lower 70s by Monday, Tuesday, and again for your Wednesday. So futurecast moving forward, we will be under a partly cloudy sky today. Once we get all this rain out of here, the clouds will also break up. But look what happens. More clouds begin to approach from the west as our next round of rain moves in with a system that will begin to move through. We're going to keep this running through parts of the day on Friday before we catch a little bit of a break by Saturday morning. But we will also have to watch for fog. There will be some opportunities for fog coming up as we move forward. We're going to run this all the way through the weekend, and some areas could see up to a half an inch of rain between now and Sunday. So gradually spread out, but more rainfall on the way for a good part of the viewing area. So for today, we'll call it partly cloudy, highs in the middle 70s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tonight, 47 degrees, partly cloudy with areas of fog, and the wind overall still remaining nice and calm. And for tomorrow, 63 degrees, rain will be likely with a light southeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, your extended forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota. Thunderstorm chances back in the forecast on Saturday. Highs in the mid-60s, upper 60s on Sunday with a chance for rain, and a small chance of rain on Monday, otherwise mostly cloudy. Highs in the low 70s.
I grew up in Eastport. My dad actually worked for Bangor Hydro, so that was always my goal. I've been here for 36 years. We're all that same company, from Washington County to Bangor, Lincoln, Prescott. We're all the same people. We're all from here. This area is like one big community. When we help people, that's our biggest reward, getting the power back on. We've done that for years, and we'll continue to do that.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa auto parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. University of Maine Early College, tuition-free online summer courses for high school students, umaine.edu/earlycollege. And Quiet Side Cafe and Ice Cream Shop, serving the best pie in Maine, seafood baskets, lobster rolls, burgers, pizza, and so much more.
If you're seeing age 65 on your horizon, you should be seeing us at Carroll Harper & Associates. Hi, I'm Jay Pearl. Since 1975, we've helped thousands of Mainers enroll in Medicare and select the right Medicare health plan. We're here every day to help with claims, appeals, and advocating on your behalf. Look beyond the horizon and call Carroll Harper & Associates today. Let our years of experience with Medicare and Medicare health plans work for you.
It's time to take it. Take your place in history. It's finals time, and greatness is for the taking.
It takes all types to play Family Feud. The way too honest girl.
You just met a guy who's a perfect physical specimen. He's probably what?
Stupid.
See who shows up all season on Family Feud.
On ABC 7.
Can you believe it's June? And that means many of us are heading out on vacation. Our gardens are in full bloom. And something that's really exciting, June is Dairy Month. Yup, an entire month to take advantage of all the special promotions and to discover all the new products that are hitting the dairy aisles. When Dairy Month first began, it was a way to salute all the dairy farmers who brought us all the fresh from the farm favorites. You know, milk so fresh, you can practically hear the cows mooing. And for those of us who prefer options, today we can find nut, oat, and soy-based alternatives right next to our traditional favorites. When it comes to butter, today there are lots of flavors and choices, including plant-based ones. When it comes to yogurt, whether it's traditional, Greek, low-fat, or coconut-based ones, the choices are endless. Plus, let's not forget our old standbys. You know, cream cheese, ricotta, cottage cheese, and sour cream. And next to them, all of the block, sliced, and shredded cheeses. And with so many varieties, there's something for every taste. While you're perusing the dairy case, make sure you check out all the juices, cold brewed coffees, and ready to bake or toast favorites that are being saluted this month. If you really want to impress your gang, you'll have to try our lemon yogurt chicken stack that starts out with lots of farm-to-table ingredients from the dairy case and is just a thing to serve all summer long. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where all this month we're out to discover many dairy-licious ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Students and staff are safe after a mountain lion got inside a high school in the San Francisco Bay Area. It happened Wednesday morning in the town of Pescadero. The lion ended up in the classroom inside the high school. Now, mountain lions are a common sight in the area. It's not common, though, for them to be inside the classrooms. Thursday is the last day of classes for the school, and that is how to go out the school year with a bang. Thank God nobody was injured. Good Morning America is next up on ABC 7. You can stick with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That is next up on Fox 22. I'm Joe Cortez. Have a wonderful day.
Hey everyone, today's an exciting day. I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs, one of the founding fathers of hip hop from the mighty Soul Sonic Force, who by the way happened to be a Car Shield customer, and I had no idea.
When I saw you representing Car Shield, I knew Car Shield was the real deal. You've always been official.
You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
You know, I was actually watching a football game at the time. Car Shield commercial came on. I was like, you know what? I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. Mechanic knew of Car Shield. They called Car Shield and saved my family on $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from $5,000 to $100,000.